thank you very much for tuning in to our live Q&A. My name is Hannah Hamilton and I am part of the admissions team here at the Stamford Endowed Schools. I'm joined today by Chloe Smyth, who is head girl at Stamford High School, and Fergus Cato, who is head boy at Stamford School. I'm really pleased that they've been able to give us some time today to go through some of the most common questions that we get from families. We're all working from home, as we know that you are at home as well. Okay, so let's start with a quick introduction. Chloe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So hi, I'm Chloe Smyth and I'm head girl at Stamford High School. I joined Stamford in 2013 when I was in year 7. My favourite subjects that I had when I was at school were English, history and Russian, and I took those for A-level because I loved them so much. And the plan is now, I really hope that I will go to Durham University to study Russian and Spanish, with the ultimate goal being to join the Air Force and become a fast jet pilot.
Hello, I'm Fergus Cato, head boy at Stamford School, and I've been here since year 1, so long time here now. My favourite subject is probably maths, and I've carried that through all the way to A-level, where I prefer the maths as well. I'm hoping to go and do maths and economics at Bath University with a placement year. That's just so I'm not too sure what I want to do in the next 10 years or so, and hopefully that'll help sort those issues out.
Okay, brilliant. Now, one of the things that we get asked about a lot here is the fact that we're a diamond school, and that means that we do single-sex learning between the ages of 11 and 16, and then we're co-ed in the 6th form. And it's not a common model, and it's something we get asked a lot of questions about. So I think I'd like to ask both of you, how have you found that model? How is that working for you? Fergus, let's start with you.
So I have 3 sisters at home, so definitely the being with boys all the way through, that was something I really enjoyed, because I came home obviously a bit of a different environment, which was something I really enjoyed. And then coming into 6th form, when you go back into mixed education, it's definitely a change in the learning environment, which is a nice it's a noticeable thing, and it's really nice to mingle with the girls again. And it's like the teachers at the girls' school teach in different ways to the boys' school, and I think it really works well, because boys and girls do have different learning styles, and that's been proven. So I think was really important for me.
I completely agree. I really enjoyed the diamond structure. I didn't think I was going to, and actually ended up, it's definitely the best thing that could have happened to me for secondary school education. I think what it does is it builds confidence when you're at your most confident. Going throughout the years, you get more and more, self-aware, self-confident, and then when you rejoin everyone in 6th form, you're happier and it's easier to make loads of friends. And just building on what Fergus said, it is very easy to kind of still mix with the boys' school and the girls' school even before we rejoined at 6th form. So we all still had friends going in, so you don't miss out on that experience, despite the fact that you're separated from year 7 to 11.
Okay, that's great. Chloe, let's stick with you for a minute. What do you both think? What do you think our students enjoy the most about being part of Stamford?
I would probably say it's the broad scope of opportunities we have. So my go-to answer for that question is always Stamford offers you everything, and it's up to you whether you take all those opportunities, which is something we always recommend. So if you love drama, if you love art, if you love academia, sport, we have everything at Stamford, and you can get stuck in, find out what your passions are, find out what you're not so good at, and really build on yourself and coming into yourself as you go through the school.
Yeah, I think very similar to Chloe, the thing that I think people enjoy most is the opportunities there for everyone. So you might not like sport, you might love sport, but no matter what, you'll still find your niche at Stamford, and those opportunities going forward, you can dip your toe in a bit of everything. And that's what I'd recommend most when you first join the school. Just try a bit of everything and see what you find out. And then when you go into 6th form, you can start to narrow down.
Brilliant, thank you. Now, we have quite a lot of students who join us all the way through. Some start in year 1 and go all the way through, but there are others who join later, maybe at year 9 or even at 6th form. So how you've watched lots of people join during your time here. How do you think they settle in?
I think all of them settle in really quickly. I think again that's to do with the broadness of opportunities that people are offered, because you can find friends through playing rugby or debating or anything like that. So that gives you an opportunity to meet people, and then obviously in your form, you've got your form tutor who will help introduce you to people. And then in sixth form, we're lucky enough to have the common room, and that's a really good bonding area, which not only for your own year, but with year above and year below.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think settling in at Stamford, especially for me, I came from the United States and then moved to Stamford, and I joined and knew absolutely no one, and within the first week made friends that are still my best friends to this day. And my sister joined in year 9, and she had the same experience where it was straight in, best friends with everyone. And I will say for newcomers in sixth form, you know, even though we're in our kind of home space within Stamford, it's a new environment for us as well. So even when you start sixth form new, everyone's in the same boat. So it's like the first day at a new school, because sixth form is so different. So don't worry if you're coming into sixth form, and don't worry if you're coming in midway through the 7 to 11, because you'll find it really easy to settle in.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, we've touched a bit on opportunities and all the different things that people can get stuck into here. But what sort of co-curricular activities do you think are really popular here, or what's maybe a wee bit unusual?
Well, I think all of them have their own sort of base of people that like to do them. I mean, for me, I was a big part of all the ensembles for music. So orchestras are very, very big, quartets, quintets, very big. Combined Cadet Force is another one that has loads of students that take part in, and they learn really key skills of leadership, debating, you name it, the school has it. But those were sort of the ones that were really popular for me, and always seemed to have a large following.
Yeah, I think Chloe's put that really well. I think I'm slightly different. I play a lot of sports, so that's obviously one thing I'm big on. So, but that's not the only option. There's lots of different. There's so many sports that if you're not big on rugby or hockey, you can go to fives or badminton or anything like that. And then the D&V program, Mr. Smyth, who took over 5 or 6 years ago now, he's pushed that, and I've really enjoyed that. So I'm currently just about to finish my gold, and that's something I've really enjoyed doing throughout the school. But it's not just, if you don't like one thing, you're not forced into anything, and there's so many different opportunities. So there's robotics club, there's dissection club, debating, as Chloe said, and the list just goes on and on. And if there's something that you think should be there that's not there, the school is so welcoming into you starting that up, and there's always teachers that have the same interest as you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been really lucky. I've been a part of the Duke of Edinburgh with the bronze as well since I joined Stamford as a member of staff, and I've absolutely loved that. It's been brilliant. Let's talk a little bit. There's always times when students might need a little bit of support for different reasons. Might be academic, might be pastoral. So what's the support like when people need it?
Again, that's so particularly academic is one thing I find really useful. So obviously the A-level thing is at the moment it's a bit up in the air, but when we needed that, so chemistry, I do biology, chemistry and maths at A-level, and there are support clinics for chemistry 2 nights a week, and I can go along there. And Dr. Jones, who's head of the department, he's always willing for people to come along. He actively wants you to be there so you can further yourself. Maths club, there's lots of regular attendees, and it's just a really good place to do questions and just learn. And the teachers there are always so helpful. They're always willing to, if it's 5 o'clock, they'll stay an extra 10 minutes if you're going through a question, which I think that just shows so much about Stamford and what there is here to offer.
Yeah, so I completely agree. Academic support is definitely there, but also pastoral support is a massive thing at the Stamford Endowed schools, especially at the girls' school. We've got a really fantastic head of pastoral care, and we also, in the last few years, I think in the last 5 years, we've set up what's called the peer mentor scheme. So every lunchtime at the girls' school, there are peer mentors who are year 13s who volunteer, and they sit there all lunchtime, and you can go to them with any problems you have, and it's less scary than talking to a teacher, and they'll keep everything that you've said private, unless obviously it needs to be brought to the attention of the teachers. But that's a fantastic way for students, again, to gain confidence and also to gain, some support from the school without being too intimidated to do it with teachers. But obviously the teachers are there as well, and they've always been fantastic throughout the whole time I've been at Stamford as well.
Yeah,
I think just building on that, the teachers' doors are always open. They're never going to say no. You come in, they'll always be there to help you. And similar to what Chloe said, at the boys' school, we've got our prefect team who are always like the younger students can always come to us and talk. So they're similar to the peer mentor scheme. And then we also run things like reading mentors, which the year 11s help out with the younger years as well. So the system is going all the way through the school. It's not just for the sixth form to help out. Everyone does their bit.
Yeah, and actually, even as a member, I'm not a teacher, but I get to see an awful lot of the really good stuff that the pastoral team are doing. Especially at the moment, we're sending out regular updates to all of you at home about, you know, just well-being and ways to look after yourself. But we're sharing those with all of the staff as well, and that's all coming from the pastoral team working with the students. It's been a really, really positive sense of support, and you can tell it's just instinctive from them. So I think all schools offer academic subjects and lots of different co-curricular activities, but I think let's have a think now about how would you describe our culture here? What do you think are the main values that drive us?
Well, when I tour families around the school, the main message that they give after the tour or after they've been to an open day is that Stamford Endowed Schools are a lovely place to be. We've got a really lovely, friendly, just kind atmosphere that I think really shows, and we're trying to show it through these virtual videos as well. But honestly, once you go into Stamford, immediately it's just a lovely place, and this town itself is a lovely place to live, and the schools are just feedback that as well. And I will say it breeds kindness and confidence, and it's been fantastic to experience it. And I would say our main values are building on that confidence and that kindness, and I think that really shows through people that leave the school.
Yeah, I think Chloe's put that up really well again, and I think the umbrella term Stamfordian, which all our students leave here with, I think that it's unique. You're part of that club, and you're part of that club forever. And once you've left, there's so many good networks as well that you can join. But I think just resilience. So building that's something that that's really developed with me throughout my time at the school, and just wanting to do everything. So the Speedy Bird, which we have this kind of motto at our school: you do it for the bird, and you see 100% commitment wherever you are. People will always put everything in because it's for your school, and it's not a school, it's a lifestyle, and everyone buys into that. And I think that's something really big. It's a massive family.
Okay, that's all really, really helpful. Finally, then, before we finish, can each of you just share maybe a bit of insider knowledge? So if we've got any new students who are joining us this September or thinking about applying for this September, a bit of insider knowledge that will help them when they join us.
I think just get involved as soon as you can in everything, but have lunch early on a Friday. You get a bigger portion.
My tip would definitely be to try boarding, even if you're scared to do it, because I boarded from year 7 to year 13, and it was the best experience I ever had. And you get to have midnight feasts, and it's the best thing ever. So try boarding.
That is brilliant. Fergus Cato, head boy at Stamford School, and Chloe Smyth, head girl at Stamford High School. Thank you both so much for joining us today. If you're thinking about Stamford for your child this September, we can arrange a live Q&A with Fergus or Chloe for your family, as well as a chat with the head and other members of staff as part of your virtual visit. To find out more, please email us at admissions@ses.links.sch.uk. Thank you for watching.